We would like to welcome everyone out to the virtual town hall today. Myself, Anthony Burdett, will be leading this discussion, and we have Mayor and Town Council with us, and some members of Town of Fort Macleod administration as well. Today, we're going to address some of the concerns and questions that we've received regarding the waste removal and recycling program. We recognize that this has been quite a hot topic. There's been lots of discussion, lots of comments regarding this in the recent weeks and months. We understand that it's part of everyone's daily life and that it affects each and every resident of the town of Fort Macleod, and therefore we take it seriously and we are listening to your comments and concerns. One thing that we do ask for is the respect and decency in our interactions. The same respect that we would like to see from you is the same respect that you deserve from us, and that even though we might not agree on certain items of this, that we can be respectful and kind to one another regarding these issues. We would also like to recognize at this time that we have received a petition which includes concerns regarding the public consultation process taken surrounding the waste removal and recycling. Many of the answers provided today are meant to help increase understanding and answer some of the questions surrounding this, the logistics and some of the issues that have been raised so far. To date, we have received no communication from the province or the ombudsman regarding this petition specifically, and would like to acknowledge that a formal review of the petition will be done at a future town council meeting to go over it formally and review the process there. So a little bit of the format of today's meeting will be that we're going to acknowledge or recognize a few of the common questions, the frequently asked questions that have come through the surveys, and some have come in through the mail and emails, and we're going to address those and identify them, and a member of council or a member of administration will do their best to answer and help provide an answer to the questions that have been asked of us. So, without further ado, we'll jump right into the questions and concerns that we've received. The first item, and this one is quite relevant to the petition that we received, is regarding the lack of public consultation in the process that was taken. And we would like to hand it over to Mayor Fader to address this question.
Thank you, Anthony, for the introductions. And I wanted to start this discussion and some of the answers to the questions that we've received tonight by apologizing to the community on behalf of council for our lack of engagement in this discussion before the decision was made. This is a big decision, and it cannot be taken lightly. It's probably one of the single biggest decision in terms of service that our community may see in our term. And so this process, the public participation policy that we have, gives us some pretty clear direction on how to engage to make sure we are communicating any big changes of service, to ensure that we are getting public participation and ensuring that feedback is engaged in and questions are being answered. So when the decision was made, a lot of that process was not followed as well as we could have. And for that, we do want to apologize together. That's not something we took lightly. It is a hard decision, this one, to start with. It's a service that's been in the community as such for a long time and needed to be reviewed. The current contract we had was very dated and needed to be put to tender in order for us to be able to carry through with the new process. So this wasn't an easy decision for any of us, and despite how far we've gotten, council's of the opinion and that with all the feedback received and the consideration given, that the decision to proceed with this contract still is the best for our community. And we look forward always to working with community. And since the decision was made on November 8th, Many topics have been brought up, many concerns were raised, and already many of the different situations have been communicated, and administration has been working hard to address a lot of the concerns that have been raised. So a lot of going back a little while too. In 2018 is when council first went and drafted their current strategic plan. And part of that plan was a clear request and a desire to review our RFP for garbage collection and along with that, recycling. So that process took some time, of course. It's not an easy process because there's not a lot of options available. And for that reason, it was took as long as it did. Mid last year is when the RFP finally went out. And after receiving and going through all the details, council did make the decision on November 8 to proceed with GFL Environmental for automated recycling and garbage pickup system. So not too much more to add on that besides we want to acknowledge the community. We can do better with public engagement, and it's our commitment to do that to ensure that the community does not feel slighted or unable to offer some input into our decision-making process. I believe that covers everything that I had. I do want to acknowledge some of those that have addressed that question. There was one from Sherry regarding the decision. Council definitely does not want to be looked at as being cowardly or avoiding this discussion. We all want to be able to receive that input, and our main goal is to, in the end, have a service that our community together can celebrate, and council is committed to doing their best to ensure that we can do that together. So I believe that's all I have for that question, and later on in the discussion there may be some more comments that we can add to that. So I'll pass it back to you, Anthony.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Frater. We have received a number of questions about the wind and the potential concern and liability that might cause. Councillor Edwards?
Thank you. We all know that Fort Macleod has an excessive amount of wind at times. We're not ignorant to that fact. So in this decision to do what we are working towards for our recycling and garbage programs, this was very much at the forefront of our conversations. And so we have taken some preemptive measures in order to help mitigate any risk that might happen because of the winds. Some of those things include purchasing bins that can withstand up to 80 kilometers per hour of a wind speed when empty, as well as the note that it would be best if your bin was at least half full when you put it out, and add a little extra weight and potentially help it to not blow over. The other thing we have also done is we have added latch systems to each recycling and garbage bin, so that if the wind does take your bin and it blows over, at least the lid will stay closed, and so the garbage or recycling won't have the ability to be strewn about the street and blown through town. So it should be fairly easy to right the bin and have the items collected from it. I think that's about it. As far as the liability of the wind and bins being blown over and potentially damaging your property or a neighbor's property, the town will be accepting liability for that. So you would need to come to the town and put in that claim, and then the town would then go through their insurance, like through our insurance provider, to then fulfill that claim and take liability of that issue. So I know that hasn't been clearly set out before for our community. So I want to make that really clear that the town is going to take liability for damage from the bins if something were to happen with wind blowing it into someone's property. So I think that's about it for the wind and liability.
Thank you, Councillor Edwards. Next, we have the questions of storage of the bins and unsightly concerns. Councillor Henniger?
Thank you. So again, this is a very unique situation for a lot of people with our current systems. We see a lot of individuals coming forward saying they've built an enclosure within their fences or on their property, or they enjoy the fact that they can put their bins out or their bags out in the front or back, and they are picked up by the current system. The town has carefully considered the needs of residents for multiple bins, as we will be switching to both garbage and recycling. So generally, most residents could store their bins at a convenient location on the exterior of their property or within their garage or within a different structure on their actual physical property. It is not uncommon for landowners to store the bins on the front of their properties to reduce the distance that they would then need to carry it to the curbside. Moreover, the town considers implementation of a uniform bin system with an upgrade by reducing the number of unsightly garbage enclosures. So as we do see many residents who do take care of their current properties and where they dispose of their garbage, that's not the case for every resident and every property in town right now. So we would like to make sure that those are properly maintained with this upgrade of a system.
Thank you. Our next question is also for Councillor Henniger, which is in regards to the difference between picking up in the alley versus front collection.
Yes, thank you. So again, as we know, we do have many properties that align right onto the highway, so that would be of concern, and that has been addressed in both paper and communication and in a few of the comments that came in. The town's alleys are not conducive to the automated system and the way that that truck would then pick up those bins, so this would reduce the efficiency. That being said, the town will still be maintaining collection in the alley for those areas that are aligned with the highway. And the town will be communicating with those landowners directly about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Henniger. Our next concern is regarding mobility issues and those who are senior or who have disabilities and moving their bins. Councillor Dressler?
All right, little technical difficulties on my own. So we did receive one complaint in regards to that on how to address for garbage cans. So we're looking at both in larger city centers and also within smaller rural communities. We have had it where you can apply here at the town office through our administration for those that have mobility issues. And so that will be basically where the sanitation worker will be able to come to your residence, pick up the bin, roll the bin out to the truck, empty it out, and then bring it back up from the curbside and then back to your dwelling. They are on wheels. I fully understand the concept of where people saying they're huge, they're big, they're bulky, but when you really come to think about it, a lot of other facilities have used these as a current use in their garbage facility systems. And yes, they've taken in consideration making a mobile for anybody. But then again, there's those that have, whether they're a wheelchair or a senior. So in light of that, I would say that the best thing, if you do have more questions on that, on having that added service to your home or to your family member, to please call our administration here at the town of Fort Macleod.
Thank you, Councillor Dressler. Next, we have Councillor Monteith to address the costs of the program.
There's a mandate for councils through the MGA to provide certain services. And there's also a mandate that we provide fiscally responsible services. So we have to balance that, and one of them is garbage. Our policies indicate that for various amounts of contracts, we have to either put out a RFP or we would just get 3 quotes and then go from there. So in this situation, we went through the RFP process. The town asked people who are interested in this to bid on 3 different scenarios. One is regular garbage pickup as we have been doing for the past years. The next one was to do that as well as pick up recycling. And the third option was garbage pickup, recycling, and organics. So we sent that out and we got responses. Some responses bid on one portion of that. Others bid on different portions. But when we looked at everything, and we're looking at not just price, but we're looking at what did we want to accomplish with this contract, we looked at what our current provider was bidding on, which was our existing service, for $414,000. When we looked at what there were other bids were, which included both garbage and recycling, we looked at that and decided that that was a superior option, and that cost was $277,000. We have to deal with each item in a fiscally responsible manner. And this sort of bridges into the next question, which is local versus not local. I think everyone agrees that we want to support local. However, in society as is now, there's a worldwide complex economy. So whether on a national level, provincial, or local, we're not operating in an island. So if we were, we would have to provide everything internally. And then many businesses in town that employ many people would not be selling outside our town. They would not nearly be as big. So everything is intertwined, and to look strictly at local versus non-local, I think, unless the dollars are there, then we have to look at cost as well as what we're getting. So we want to encourage local, but when you look at the difference in dollars, it just does not make sense to do that. Because if we're spending more here, it means we either have to increase garbage rates, we either have to increase property taxes, which in effect means that our taxpayers have less money to spend on other things. So it all works itself out. And so if things are close, I think we owe it to look at locally. But when the dollars are as substantially different as they are here, we really have no choice but to go with the bid we picked. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Monteith. The next few items that we're going to discuss are a little more into the logistics of the program. And so regarding some of the questions regarding around collection frequency, Councillor Wolstenholme will address this.
Thank you. Administration assessed the current collection volumes and decided to pick up recyclables every week and garbage every other week. Now, if something drastic happens, this can be changed. The bins should be out by around the end of April. And as far as the scheduling goes, pickup is tentatively on Thursday and Friday, with the town being split into 2 zones, north and south, with the middle being 18th Street. And that's right where I am, so I'm in the middle. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wolstenholme. There have been a number of questions about whether residents can opt in or out of the program, and Councillor Dressler will address this.
Thank you, Anthony. First is when we talk about opting in or opting out, first thing, we already pay as residents, disconcerting when we look at ourselves as council, but we as residents, we already pay for this service to have garbage recycling. We pay for schools. This is all part of our residential tax base, which we are already paying for as a service. Opting out, really, you're still going to be paying for a service that's provided by your community. And then if you decide to move, and again, so the bins are to each residential property, whether they're the larger bins for businesses or whether there's smaller bins for your residential. However, if you decide if you have a renter or if this is a house and you change on your address and you move, those bins stay with the property, and then the new property owner would take over those responsibilities for sanitation. It'd be just exactly the same as when we think about it. You can't really opt out for your water and sewer. It's a service that's provided by our community to you so that you're capable of having that. If you do have further questions in regarding this, I again sincerely ask you to talk to our administration. They'd be more than happy to help you out in that.
Adrian would like to add a little bit to that response.
Thank you, Anthony. I'd just like to clarify one thing there about the opting in and opting out. Firstly, the garbage rates, garbage utility billing, that's all handled through the utility bill, as well as the water and sewer. That's separate from your tax bill. So just want to clarify that. And residences within the town cannot opt out of that garbage charge. Businesses within the town can opt out should they confirm that they have alternate arrangements for garbage pickup, or if they require no pickup at all and they can confirm that. So feel free to speak to administration on those issues. Thank you.
Thank you, Adrian. We had some questions regarding the cart and bin sizing, which will be addressed by Councillor Edwards.
Thank you. So unless a resident had otherwise indicated on the form that was available to each resident, the default bin size provided is the 64 gallon, which I believe is the medium or smaller of the bins. So you will get one for garbage and one for recycling. If you are in a new residential area and or building a home and weren't part of that option, you will be provided a set of bins for free of charge for your property, and you will be able to select either the medium or large, the 64 or 95 gallon bin. Carts will be assigned, as Councillor Dressler mentioned, to the property. So they stay with the house. They don't go with the resident. They stay with the house. If you were to sell and move, then the bins stay there for the new owner. If you need to change the size of your bin after we've started collection, there will be a small fee that is attached to that in order to switch out those bins. And then as well, the town is currently working with our commercial businesses to do an assessment of each business and to look at what their needs are for garbage removal and recycling. They're speaking with our industrial and institutional individuals as well, and they will be setting up with each individual business or property what their needs are. And so those bins can be a 3, 4, or 6 yard bin. There may be some exceptions. It all depends on what your property allows and for ease of access for collection. But all of those will be done individually with administration to make sure that we are meeting the needs of those of our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Edwards. That concludes the questions, the number of questions that we had identified through the information we received. And so we just want to thank everyone for their participation, for their questions, concerns, and comments, and everything that was brought to our attention. I'm going to thank council for their participation as well. We do understand that it's going to require us to work together and to try to overcome some of the challenges and logistics of this program. And Mayor Fader would like to add his closing remarks.
I was just going to ask if council had any other comments or questions they would like to add based on the info. One of the questions that we may not have addressed is the whole pickup with the MD, and I was wondering if Adrian could probably comment on that. Just the garbage that's being dropped off at O'Sullivan currently, and perhaps semi-annual cleanups. I think that was one that's been coming up a little bit too.
Thank you, Mayor Fader. So the MD garbage that gets picked up by O'Sullivan, the town has no involvement in that. So should any MD residents have concerns, they would need to speak to the MD or O'Sullivan's directly. In terms of the town cleanup, that will be included as part of GFL's contract. So they will provide those services and coordinate that with us. So that will still be provided.
Okay. Any other council members? Councillor Monteith, you had a comment?
Adrian, maybe you could just comment on the research you did with other communities around here in terms of what their experience is with the bins.
No worries. It's a good question. So we did reach out to Pincher Creek, Pitcher Butte, Nanton, Clare's Home. All of them do have some form of automated collection, some with just the garbage stream, some with just the recycling. General thoughts from all of them are that although there was an initial reluctance to move to that type of system, there are certainly no regrets. Pincher Creek certainly has wind, and they say they certainly do have bins that get knocked over, but that's kind of dealt with, and the community will pick them up, the neighbors will pick them up. So it's not as big concern to them at this point, and they're quite happy with the program.
So there's not stories of bins flying down the street?
No, not that I've heard, and all of them confirm that there have been no claims. So there's been no claims to each of those municipalities for any sort of damage from bins. So it's definitely good to know.
And I imagine the latches will also help just to ensure lids are staying closed and the contents aren't being spread all over.
For sure, and that's something unique that the town's providing. It's not typical for most municipalities to do that. There is a cost to that, and of course we're more than happy to provide that given our wind issues. The one thing to note about the latches, if there is any concern from people, they don't necessarily need to unlock them before. They will automatically open when the truck tips the bins. So residents can certainly keep the latch closed, and that'll get handled automatically.
Councillor Dressler, you had a comment?
Yes. So two-part, and then of course Adrian Mike can add to this if I've missed anything. Biggest thing also too is we as a community also need to know is we have to lessen our environmental impact, especially what goes to the landfills. The town of Fort McLeod still continues with their agreement with our sanitation, where Councillor Gord Wilson Holmes sits on as on the board. So our garbage is not going to another location. It is still to the same location that O'Sullivan's had been using for the period in time. But again, as landfills need to be more cautious on how they break down their materials. And so, of course, that also means that we have to develop and adopt better ways of removing our sanitation from our households and our businesses. So we're lessening the carbon footprint, as so to speak, in our community and being good stewards of our lands as well. So it is, I know, going to be a very long process. But again, it is a learning process that we all have to have and share together with.
Very good. Any other additional comments? Adrian?
Thank you, Mayor Fader. I'd just like to address the collection frequency. I've heard a lot of comments about that over time, and I just want to ensure the residents that the town is going to be assessing our collection frequency over the first few months and throughout the life of the contract, to be honest. The reason we went with weekly recycling and bi-weekly garbage is because typically when you introduce these two streams curbside, you do see that waste volume decrease, because in theory, at the moment, most, at least some or part of the recycling ends up in the garbage. So when you make it convenient for people to recycle, more of that material gets placed in the recycling bin and the waste volumes go down. So that's why we are proceeding with bi-weekly garbage and weekly recycling. Should we see, a month from now, 2 months from now, whatever the case may be, that we do need increased waste collection, then that's something we would assess and we would adjust the frequency at that time.
Okay, very good. If there's nothing else, I was just going to mention quickly, this change, I don't think there's any perfect system. There's always going to be systems that need continual improvement and making things better. So I think council and administration's committed to helping with that process. If you have ideas, suggestions, we want to hear them. If there's things we need to adjust, we want to be able to hear those areas or suggestions so that we can look at them and together as a community make this work for us. So we want to appreciate the community for their engagement, and we do look forward to working on this together. Anthony, did you have any closing? That's all?
No, that's everything. We appreciate
All right.
everyone's feedback.
Well, thank you, everyone, and enjoy your afternoon.